Hey y'all, it's Trey. Good to see you again. We are coming to the close of this Live and Off the Record reaction series. So sad. But we have 2 more tours after this one, so I'm looking forward to those, and I just want to, let's get through this, because I want to see that stuff too. So part 1 ended with that telenovela episode, of her figuring out with her manager how they were going to have her perform in Argentina in the middle of all of that political mess. Wow. That really is the stuff of soap operas. So let's just get right in. Let's go right into this. Yes, with the ojos así in the background. This is a cute dress. This dog. Oh.
I don't know, but to me, marketing is like a joke that the industry plays on artists. And it's up to us, of course, to find the funny side of it all. But I think that artists and the business people in the industry see things in different ways. Like, we have different interests, and it's like we see life from the opposite sides of a telescope. Like, we see our careers in the long term, and they see them in the short term. We're different, but we need each other. It's like Batman needs the Joker, something like that.
Hold on. She did not just compare herself to. I mean, that's a popular narrative now that I think about it. Like, the artist is the hero and the industry is the villain. Whether the industry is the paparazzi or the tabloids or, sales numbers or streaming numbers and things that they have to do that they feel compromise their artistic integrity. Yeah. Actually, wow, now I'm thinking about that. That's not just true for celebrities. So, like, take me, for example. I've worked for private theater companies that have patrons, investors, who have their own political views that are often quite different from the artists that they hire. And sometimes what happens is material gets cut or edited, and as an actor, I'm like, well, this is no longer truthful to the character, but I got to keep this job. It is part of the business. It really is. As part of the business is navigating that and having to compromise. And so when you come across an artist who is widely known for not compromising, and yet she is able to, like, have these conversations and go, even I have had these obstacles that I've had to ram my head against, it doesn't stop, it doesn't end. And she's right. The two halves do complement each other. It's like left brain people and right brain people. You need both to have a really good team. It's just when that conflict happens, it's so frustrating. But it's okay. Can you tell how not okay I am with it? But we're gonna work through it, all right? What is this town that she's walking around? Now, why did they set this up?
En la situación en la que yo fui educada, o sea, como una hija, prácticamente hija única, no tuvieron opción. Y criarme un poco sobreprotegida. Entonces yo a veces pienso que, bueno, se convirtieron en mis mejores amigos, pero después de pensar, mis mejores amigos me llevan, ¿cuántos años? Soy una necrofóbica declarada. Mi peor pesadilla. No sé, la verdad no recuerdo haber tenido muchos miedos de niña. Creo que tengo más miedos ahora de adulta. Bueno, porque no sé, uno por lo general le tiene miedo a lo desconocido, ¿no? Y... ¿Cómo? La libertad, no con L mayúscula. No como quiero que exista. No, reprimida no. Exprimida. ¿Deprimida? No. ¿Oprimida? ¿Redimida? No, tampoco. Relamida. Relamida. Creo que si yo tuviera una hija como yo soy, no sé, me rindo.
Okay. Well, she has 2 boys, so she's dodged that bullet so far. Okay, so I kind of get like what she was saying there when she has those little philosophy sessions with herself. She's just like, I'm glad that I'm like the only person that I have to answer these questions to, because if I had a child depending on me asking these questions, yeah, I'd give up too. There was even something about that little philosophy session with her that I kind of feel like has translated into her music, you know? You can see her love of life. I don't quite know what the train was there for. Maybe that was why she was kind of annoyed with the camera crews and doesn't want to do another film like this again. But also, I liked that shot of her on the bed with the sheet over her. That was kind of cool. I liked it. A little artsy. Got to see inside her private mind, her little shelter from the world. As thin as those sheets might be.
No es fácil trabajar conmigo, o sea, lo reconozco. Soy muy perfeccionista.
That's the shadows from the microphone.
The light is beautiful, but look at that.
The microphone. That's the microphone. Shadow.
Muy perfeccionista.
But you're telling me that they were reviewing that tour footage on that little like 12-inch screen? I'm so thankful of how far that we've come just from then to the process that we saw for the El Dorado World Tour. The processes themselves were very much the same, but in terms of the equipment that they had to help them, that would have been so frustrating to me. This is what they did 20 years ago, was they all sat in a room gathered around a 12-inch screen and watched the concert footage. I mean, I'm sure I'm just, you know, me being of the generation that I am and of the time that I am, never having to deal with this. It looks more stressful to me than it probably was, but I'm so thankful we have the tools that we have now. It really makes me appreciate what we have now.
There's not been one thing that I've been involved in with Shakira that she's not been involved in every step of the way, to every degree. She gets her feet and hands, you know, immersed in it. There's just no other way around it, you know? I mean, whether you're planting a tree or whether you're doing an album. And with her, it's, you know, almost to the point where, you know, you're just telling her to, like, just, you know, take a break, go home. But, you know, she goes home, she goes to sleep, she's dreaming about it. She's, you know, I'll be talking to her about one thing that we're concentrating on, and she's already thinking about something else, you know, and I'm trying to get her back in this place. And, you know, she's gone off on another thing, you know, just thinking about the stage. We'll be on stage rehearsing. She'll be like, there's a light out over here. What's wrong with this light panel here? And I noticed an image over here was not right. And there was a note over here on the guitar was played wrong. And can I see Cubby up here? And can I talk to Chris Lamb? And I need this person here. You know, and I'm up there like, let's play, you know, let's play the song.
Pero ¿por qué va a estar mal algo que puede estar bien?
Banana face.
Wow, what a question. Okay. What I do like that we're seeing it with this is that it's not always sunshine and roses with working with Shakira, you know? I think definitely further along down the line with the stuff that I've seen more recently, these people who have had a long-term relationship with her and they've figured out how to work this stuff by this point. But 20 years ago, when they were just starting out, you can kind of see the frustration with the perfectionist, you know? And it paid off. It paid off in the end. But you can see them kind of struggling with it. Especially, I loved seeing that from Tim of all people. You know, like the music director for the show. A little bit of trouble in paradise, I see.
Hey, look at this. I'll be right back.
Porque va a estar bien, algo puede estar muy bien.
I want more of this. Why don't you give me more of this?
Porque va a estar muy bien, algo puede estar grandioso. Ah, mira, ahí estoy yo. Chao.
Estoy aquí. Yes, estoy aquí.
Sometimes I get inspired on animals. Not the animals that we see, but the animals that are in me. For example, in Estoy Aquí, I made a whole sequence inspired on cats. I think all women are, in a way, feline.
I'm gonna say it now. I think Shakira would have saved the Cats remake. However, maybe she was not in the Cats remake because we know how upset she would be with some of those visual effects, her being the perfectionist that she is.
It's part of every woman's sexuality.
Okay. That's cool.
Every day we see an advertising campaign that tries to make us buy a war. Nobody knows. This war is better than the other one. This is the war you need. What's the caliber of the poet's pen? For the fear to go away. For your kids to grow in a safe country. Nobody knows. La cabeza es mi verdugo. Entonces, tengo que decirle...
Huh.
Ya. Mañana hablamos. Mi hábito compulsivo, tengo varios. Uno, el perfeccionismo. Otro, los chocolates. Y otro, los besos. Lloro por todo, por tristeza, por rabia.
Is that
por
Antonio?
por lástima a mí misma, por lástima a otros, por amor, por sentimentalismo, porque vi una película y me tocó, porque oigo una canción y la melodía me dan ganas de llorar. O sea, lloro por cualquier cosa, o sea, es horrible. Es horrible. Es horrible no llorar también.
Thank you. There it is.
Este tema de entretener por entretener me parece efímero, pasajero, me parece que no guarda ningún sentido. Si mi vida puede llegar a ser útil para alguien, para varios, entonces es mucho mejor. Entonces sí, sigo.
Ah, that's a good segue into Octavo Día.
¿Cómo funciona la política? Es una mierda. Recuerdo que cuando comencé a pensar en la idea de producir un visual para Octavo Día en el que incluyera a estas dos figuras políticas, Bush y Hussein, hubo varias opiniones en contra de gente a mi alrededor. O sea, bueno, creo que todas las opiniones estaban en contra. Así que fue un poco como lanzarse al agua, tomar un riesgo, porque en el fondo yo presentía, ¿no?, que la gente lo iba a comprender. Es un mensaje que no es en contra de nadie, sino que es un mensaje a favor de la vida.
Fascinating to me that, in her words, everyone was against her doing that, to giving the song that visual aid. And yet I also understand it, because it's something that happens in the realm of the arts all the time. You can have a group of people who are completely fine with playing the song, singing the song, giving, because those elements are more subtle to them. But once you give something a visual component, like you can have a song about marriage equality, but the second that you include a same-sex couple in your music video for that song, that's the moment when people get upset. It's very interesting. The boundaries that people have. I think it's because you can't look away as well when it has a visual element to it. If it's just music, it can mean anything to anyone. If they're words, then people can go like, I think this actually means this. But then when you give it a visual element, it becomes a lot harder for people to swallow. And I just think that's... So I understand where the team is coming from, but I'm also so appreciative that they had someone like Shakira to push them all over the edge and say, this is the point. And a lot of people will not get that this is the point of this song if we don't give it a visual element. And I think it was a good move. I think it paid off in the end, definitely. Because I am never going to forget that visual for Octavo Dia. Just my 2 cents on that.
Use war, eat war, drive war, live war. It was going to be my first time in the Middle East singing, and I was so looking forward to go to Lebanon and Egypt and Jordan and Israel. But my dream exploded with the first one. So much trouble. So much trouble. Give a little, give a little, give a little, one more time.
Something that I wondered about for a long time was the timing. I found the timing of Whenever, Wherever very interesting, considering the success that it had in the year that it was released. I mean, it peaked at number 6 on the Billboard Hot 100, right? And that wasn't until December of 2001, but it was released, the single came out before 9/11. And it's interesting to me that the song was as popular as it was, and still is one of Shakira's most popular songs in the States, considering the Middle Eastern influences on the song, and the circumstances politically in the country while the single was playing on the radio. It's very, very interesting to me. I'd be curious if you guys like know of like if there was like pushback about the single and everything, but in my research that I've found, it doesn't look like the song suffered much from the events of 9/11. It still got plenty of radio play, you know? Maybe it could have been a #1 song, but it wasn't because of all the patriotic American songs on the Billboard Hot 100 during that time. I've just found it very interesting recently, looking back on that time and the rise of Islamophobia in the States, and just of that entire region, you know? I think it's so interesting that a song that has influences from the Middle East, some of those instruments are Middle Eastern instruments in that song, was so popular over here. It's very, very interesting to me.
Colombia. Colombia is a country full of contrasts. We have 2 oceans, beaches, all types of weather, beautiful landscapes.
It looks very pretty, yeah.
To summarize it, we own a paradise and we live in a hell of violence and conflict.
Nos colocan en un grave riesgo. Nadie sabe lo que es administrar justicia con el revólver en la nuca, como sucede en las denominadas zonas rojas o de violencia subversiva.
I think us Colombians have many reasons to cry. But the contradiction is that my people are always wearing their best smile.
Estas acciones son terroristas.
Country especially hit by injustice. There's 3 million kids that don't attend school. 3 million children. I can just close my eyes and imagine their faces, because each one of these kids have a name and have a heart and have a dream. We can't any longer. I mean, my generation is not willing to tolerate it anymore because, I mean, we have a country split in 2. If we don't react now, then when?
If we don't react now, then when? I felt that. Oh, I felt that. I hope y'all are registered to vote.
El Estado colombiano ha incumplido con las recomendaciones realizadas por las Naciones Unidas para mejorar la situación de derechos humanos en el país.
Y entonces, claro, empezó la violencia como reacción y los grupos violentos como reacción a esa inconformidad. Y esa violencia no tocaba las grandes ciudades, digamos, tocaba el sector rural. Y así fue creciendo como un cáncer en el cuerpo de mi país. En Colombia, pues yo pienso que se ha dejado de lado más de 2.500.000 personas desplazadas y alrededor de 2.500.000 niños no van a la escuela porque son niños trabajadores. Esta se ha convertido en casi una obsesión para mí. Desde el momento en que se formó mi fundación Pies Descalzos, cuando tenía 18 años, he tenido una gran inquietud por la niñez desprotegida en nuestro país, ¿no? I always say that children are a country's best asset. And I think that all our problems as Colombians started right there. We left our children abandoned for years and years. That's why I insist so much on education, because I see education as the key to guarantee a nation free of conflict.
She looked good in that suit, okay? She looked good in that outfit, y'all. Ooh. But more importantly, she went to the house of the president of Colombia at the time and did that speech, did that press event. And wow, she did that when she was only 23, 24? She did that when she was just a little bit older than me. She did that when she was my age, okay? This woman is something else. This woman is something else. But she also inspires me to do more. I was watching the Hunger Games during this summer, and that felt eerie, okay? But that was a world of fiction. This is reality. And so it's even more eerie to watch it happen in a different country. Just the way that she talked about the violence and what the violence was a reaction to. This is giving me a lot to think about, y'all. Wow, this woman.
Un carro, un árbol, una casa, un gusano. Estaba aplastando un muchacho. Dos muchachos de gafas.
Better. I don't know if I'm missing a little river. I don't know. Es cuestión de confesar. Cada martes me van los domingos.
Esta es una canción espectacular que hace Shakira, que se presenta hoy en nuestra ciudad de Barranquilla, en la ciudad. Esta será la noche de Shakira. Toda Barranquilla es una locura esperando a su estrella. Shakira en concierto hoy en Barranquilla, en su ciudad.
Lo mejor que tiene el país, lo mejor.
Quiero vivir la vida y lo que me queda de vida. Quiero vivir contigo. Lo sabes, mi vida estoy hasta aquí.
Colombia necesita entretenimiento, Colombia necesita diversión sana. Y bueno, estamos para eso.
La mangosta quebrará la cobra, ¿ok?
Oh. Can y'all tell that I'm a little... Oh my gosh. So they gave some special attention to Colombia in this documentary. Like, some of y'all have commented in past videos and like told me that Shakira means a lot to you, but to actually see this, and the special attention that they gave to Colombia in this documentary, wow, that brought tears to my eyes, y'all. Oh, they said that she's like the greatest thing about this country, which is remarkable for her then to say that the children are the greatest thing about her country. It's just, good creating more good.
¿Cómo está mi Colombia? Sé que hemos tenido muchas noches de duelo, pero quiero, de verdad, que esta sea una noche feliz. Porque Colombia te mereces muchas noches felices.
Rock it in.
Living into Babylon. Buscando un poco de amor.
Jump it in.
Jump it. Kingston to Babylon town. Buscando un poco de amor.
Un poquito de
Estoy de acuerdo contigo, Albert.
There was this music teacher in my school that would never let me in the school choir, and I would beg him, please accept me. There was no way he would do that.
Mi nombre es Katy y pues soy amiga de Shaki de la infancia. Bueno, mira, esta es la capilla del colegio. Me acuerdo perfectamente que acá era donde se sentaba el coro. Ella cantaba, pues lindo, pero todo el mundo le decía, tú desentonas con esa voz tan fuerte que tienes.
He wanted his choir to sound like an angel's choir, and my voice was too overpowering for his taste, you know. And on the other end, my dear friends used to tell me,
Y nosotras que decíamos que cantaba como un chivo.
because of my pronounced vibrato.
Y mira la voz del chivo por donde
Yeah.
vaya.
You know, you can picture it was very, very traumatic for a 10-year-old. I almost quit before starting. The first image I remember from my life was when I was 2 years and a half old. And I was with my mother in the living room, and I was playing with my hands on my legs. The telephone rang, and my mother picked up the phone. I remember her face turning pale. I remember heartbreaking scream. I don't know if it was from my mother or from the housekeeper. The oldest son of my father, Wilito, as we used to call him, had died in a car accident at the age of 18. Esa primera canción que yo había escrito, que se llamaba Tus gafas oscuras, y la escribí precisamente inspirada en el hecho de que mi papá usaba unas gafas oscuras todos los días. Cuando te pones las gafas oscuras es porque no quieres que te vean los ojos. Sí. Quieres ocultar algo, ¿no? Quieres ocultar el dolor, la pena. Y ese era el dolor y la pena que mi papá con la que tuvo que cargar por muchos años.
La carrera de Shakira ha sido un factor de compensación de muchas tristezas que he sufrido en la vida, y estoy seguro que a la vida de mi mujer también.
To have that one of the first memories of your life that you can look back to was one of such intense pain. As a kid, like, you know, like that's what some of your first memories and your first experiences with the world are, is it's a place of pain and death and fear, and the memories that she must have of these adults' faces, you know? No wonder she's afraid of death. That is a traumatizing experience. Ay, ay, ay. You guys had told me that story before in the comments, I think, of one of my first Shakira reaction videos, and it's got a completely different effect hearing it in Shakira's words, you know? Whoa, really.
Todos los días sacrifico mi vida por una idea, por un ideal, por una idea. La idea de que pueda seguir comunicando mis otras ideas al resto del mundo. O sea, que no me arrebaten esa posibilidad. Creo que la gente me percibe de distintas formas, ¿no? Como a todos. Hay quienes piensan que soy cabeza de ratón, otros cola de león, otros, no sé, la chica que mueve las caderas, otros sensibilidad, otros susceptibilidad, otros impulso. No sé, para mis papás soy una niña de 5 años y siempre lo voy a hacer, por ejemplo. creo que he crecido en el aspecto pragmático. Creo que he desarrollado mi talento o mis dones y hasta digamos que la inteligencia en algunos aspectos, pero no sé, creo que era una persona más sabia antes. Tengo, creo que, una inteligencia más útil para moverme en este mundo, para lograr mis objetivos, pero creo que una inteligencia mucho más reducida en cuanto a las cosas más simples, más elementales, a disfrutar de lo simple. O sea, hay que estar muy atento para eso. Pero es difícil estar atento cuando tienes tu atención o tu concentración puesta en otras cosas, ¿no?
There's so much wisdom in this woman. I think I've said it before. I would just love it if Shakira was my teacher, my professor, my mentor in life. We would get coffee and like have our chats about what's been going on in the world and philosophize about these things. I want a TED Talk by Shakira.
Estoy en blanco.
Oh, what an interesting way to end it.
Tenía que estar por acá. Con la de color, si me decoloré como 9 veces para llegar aquí, ¿sabes? El pelo tan negro que yo tenía. Pero vuelve el pelo. Muchas de las cosas que digo son en serio, la mayoría. Pero hay cosas que digo que no son tan en serio. Ahora sí va en serio. Entrevista a Shakira, toma 2. Soy y me rasco la barriga. Hay cosas que quiero decir y no puedo. Shakira me va a Ripoll. Como otra vez. Mentira, me llamo Shakira Isabel me va a Ripoll.
Oh, I like when she says her name.
Pasaporte, sí.
Si no te hubiese gustado, Shakira, para subir al escenario, te hubieses cambiado el nombre.
Sí.
¿Y tenés alguna en mente que te hubieses puesto?
Talía.
Oh, I like that one. Not as much as Shakira.
Sinceramente, lo que más me gusta de mi vida es amar a los que amo, la voz, la inspiración, el papel y la tinta.
Those are good things to love. Yes.
No, no seas así, Ramiro. Qué pregunta más enferma. Yo tengo una lista de cosas que me parece que... Una lista de reclamos que le voy a hacer a Dios cuando lo vea.
Pues Dios todo lo ve, si lo puedes decir.
¿Por televisión? ¿Por qué todo lo rico engorda? ¿Por qué? Por ejemplo, ¿por qué le puso pelos en las axilas a las mujeres? ¿Por qué?
That was a naughty shot, yo.
¿Por qué? ¿Por qué? ¿Por qué? ¿Por qué? Tener toda una vida, 25 años visualizando lo que te iba a pasar y lo consigues y luego no tienes que volver a reprogramar la computadora, ¿no? Sí. Y aquí. Ahí. Y aquí.
She can still do that, I think. Yeah.
Están limpios, ¿eh?
Yeah, and these are some of the same directors that directed the concert film. Interesting. All right, then. Special thanks to the government of Colombia. Interesting. All right. Well, y'all, that's the documentary. I saw the documentary for Live and Off the Record. Woohoo! Okay. I feel like I saw a year in the life of Shakira there, you know? That was very informative. That was very cool. I learned a lot of things that I did not know before, and also got elaborated on some of the little anecdotes and stories that you guys had told me in comments and DMs for past videos. We went through everything, you know, like the trauma to her body, the trauma to her childhood. Yo, that shot where she licked the egg yolk. Woo! Whoa! Was not prepared for that at all. And we also got to see what her dynamic was working with her team 20 years ago. The equipment that they had to work with. The equipment that... I'm still not over that 12-inch TV, I'm sorry. I feel like I know so much Shakira trivia now at this point. Like, it's just gonna be like, if anyone at any time in my circle says some mess about Shakira, I'm gonna be like, hey, wait a second. You have no idea what you're talking about. Fight me. Thank y'all so much for watching this video. Let me know what you thought in the comments section below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Send me more stuff to react to. And I will see y'all again very soon. Bye!